Hi, it's Dr. Les. Welcome to another episode of I Bought a Farm. Now what? Today is June 11th and it's moving day. Come out to the farm today to move the heifers from paddock 4 up to paddock 2. We saw the other day where the grass in paddock 2, particularly on both slopes on the other side of the tobacco patch, were in really good shape. And it's time to get the heifers up there. First thing I did was turn the electric off. Make sure that we don't have any charge going through this fence before I grab a hold of it. Next, I'm going to take this wire up, this thick poly wire up that creates a lane that goes from paddock 4 to the water. And then I'm going to pull these posts. I'm going to then hook the fence from that post and stretch it up to the pond to give the heifers a lane to get down to the water tank. All right, got the first bit of this work done. I just gave up on that pond. It really just doesn't look too appetizing down in there anyway, and I don't blame the heifers for going. So up here, I just ran that aluminum wire straight across. Okay, came here to the corner post, came up and tied it there to this plastic. Okay, so that we have a good three-way hinge there. I've got a gate right there for access to paddock 2. I've got a swing gate right here for access to the water lane. That's on the corner post. And then this gate will swing back here and hook to that post too. So as soon as we get the feed troughs in and on paddock and we get to all the heifers over there, then I'll swing this gate, hook it there, and we're set and ready to go. That post there is for when we want to come from paddock 2 down to the water, and so we'll leave that where it's at. Okay, down there against the road where we had that lane, I took that fence up and I put it right here. Okay, so we go from the corner post to the pond. Okay, and it's electrified, it's hooked into the system right there, and that's going to give them access to this whole west end of paddock 1. But that's okay. I'm going to have to sacrifice that right now just so that so we can get good clean water to these gals and they know where the water is. So I'll run up here and we're going to look at the gate system I've got up there, and then I've got to run fence along the exterior fence next to the neighbors, because the neighbors' cows got out and they didn't fix the fence. So that's what we're going to do now. This is not the perfect setup. Okay, it's a little over 1,000 feet from the very end of that paddock 2 to the water. And we'd like to keep cattle within 800 feet, but there's just not a whole lot I can do about it. This pond just really isn't looking too super right now, and I think I'm just going to cut off access to it completely, and we're going to water everything down through the automatic water down there near the barn. All right, this intersection looks a little crazy, because mainly it is. So that's the lane headed up to the tobacco field. You can see the entry to paddock 2 is right there, and those cattle will have that lane. They'll come down here. Normally I've got a swing gate that cuts off paddock 3 and 4 and 2, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that aluminum wire from that green post to this one to just cut off access to the pond. And you can see here that we go to the corner and then hinge and go up down toward the south, because that's paddock 3, that's paddock 4, and then I have a gate there. So I'm going to swing that gate back and hook it there. Okay, and then when the heifers come through, then they're going to have access to that lane down to the water, all the way up to paddock 2 there on the other side of those trees. Now, this is not the perfect setup. Alright, you know what they say about best made plans. Went up on paddock 2 up there. Neighbors' cows were still in the pasture. I say cows, they're actually steers and one bull, which is a little bit bothersome. So we're going to have to change our plan today. Instead of running up on top of the hill to the tobacco patch, we're going to put them here in paddock 3. Here the heifers are. They're getting ready to go over, and they'll go right into paddock 2 here in a minute. The owner came out here to help me today, so he's pulling the feed troughs out into paddock 3. Just thought I'd try to get a quick look at the heifers while they were still here. Heifers look great. Still got a little bit of hair on them. I might try to see if we can get some whole soybeans or something like that just to get that hair off. It drives me insane. I know I say that every single time I'm out here. Just looking at the flies, we got a little bit of fly issue, but nothing bad. I have not yet bought the fly spray, but that's coming. Paddock 3 is just right here. Okay, a little easier to have done it that way anyway. Okay, tons of grass. These girls got a lot to go. Here, got a bunch of shade. This will be a great place for them for the next 2 or 3 weeks. You can see kind of how they'd worn that grass down a little bit. Honestly, I should have moved them 2 or 3 days ago. Okay, but this is when time would allow me to get out here and get this fence fixed. But these gals will do really good on this for about the next 7 to 10 days, and then we'll take them up on the hill, and that'll give the neighbor enough time to get his steers out of there, and hopefully that bull. That's why we train cattle to the feed trough. No running, no chasing, no fooling around. You know, just holler at them. They were hesitating, and you'll see this when they've never gone through a gate. They're always going to hesitate right there at that gate. And so Ken just hooked that trailer up to the so the owner just hooked the mule up to one of those little feed troughs, got him biting, getting a bite, and then just pulled him right on in here. Didn't have a clue what was going on. Look at that good grass. These girls are really going to eat well, and tons of shade on several big trees like that. And then they're down at the end of this paddock. There's a really nice area for shade, so they'll be able to get away from the heat here for the next few days. So that's it. So thanks for joining us on I Bought a Farm, so now what?